It's Saturday, it's proper springtime, and I'm inviting you to go outdoors with me for the afternoon. I am Caterina George, Romanian writer and journalist in the UK, and today I want us to talk about something that I have always found fascinating here: gardens. Bodnan Garden, Powys Castle, Caterina's garden, you name it. Welcome to my garden again, in 2019 this time, but for this I will need my sunglasses. Who would believe it? Such a sunny day at a weekend in March. Brilliant! It's not only Romania which has such lovely sunny days in March, but also the UK in the Midlands, somewhere north of Wolverhampton, where I live now. What a beautiful springtime day like this. Absolutely perfect for a stroll out in town or in the countryside, and of course for some gardening. Also, I hope you have noticed that I have dressed up for the occasion. I have probably put as many colors as I could on today, and in case you haven't noticed, I will just show you again how many colors I'm wearing. My pink zip hoodie, which I wear for gardening a lot of times. My green Feline Good t-shirt, and my burgundy leggings, and my very colorful trainers. Woohoo! Okay, hoodie back on now, and I'll hurry up a little bit to record the rest of what I want to do out here in the garden with you, because it is the 30th of March today and we haven't even gone to the summertime yet. I wanted to take advantage of this beautiful sunny day though, to take you out in my garden, which you will see quite a lot of in certain times of the year in my vlogs, because gardening is one of my passions, and it's also something that a lot of people in the UK love doing. And that is why I am calling this vlog today the Romania-UK Connection, Gardening. Last year, at the beginning of my YouTube channel, I recorded a vlog with me planting some tomato seeds, and they have all grown, and I had lots of pots aligned here by the kitchen wall all summer long. And later on, I showed you a little bit around my garden on one of the most beautiful summer days that I have lived here in the UK. That was 2018, sometimes in July or August, when Adrian and I went and discovered and explored Dadmaston, one of the National Trust estates around here in the region. But now in 2019, I will just prefer to focus on my flowers and all of the plants that will keep growing outdoors. Maybe I will start up a table for the pots in the conservatory, but otherwise I think I want to focus more on attending open mic events and writers groups, and that side of my passions, which is literature, which overtakes gardening. Now, when I talk about these passions, I don't do it because I think that I'm so important that the world could not live without learning about me, that YouTube would not exist without me telling my story. Of course it would. I only talk about these passions because they are things that bring people together. As I said, a lot of Romanians love gardening, they love their flower gardens, a lot of English people do. That's one of the things that I have always loved about the UK, the time that people here invest into their flower beds, into creating a beautiful space where they can relax and which they can take care of around their houses, and sometimes even on their balconies if they live in a flat somewhere in the city. And all of these things, as I said, can bring us together and make us realize that we all human, we can live life as shared experience rather than look for and point at what makes us different from each other. All of these differences, be them like personality or a different cultural background or different preferences, they could be just really fascinating because we can learn from each other that way. But the passions that we share, those are the things that bring us together. Our garden still needs a lot of attention, like all of these pots from last year, they need emptying. I've bought a few new ones to fill bigger, nicer pots around in different corners. But yeah, we're working on it, and yeah, it's getting better and it's gaining shape and real structure year after year. Let's just sit down here in front of the conservatory, soak up the sun, and talk a little bit more about passions that bring us together, no matter what they are: gardening, photography, literature, swimming, traveling, whatever they might be. I met recently a Romanian guy in Birmingham who's a photographer, and he's only been around in the country for less than a year. He came to visit his cousin, and then he wanted to try and see how it would work out for him over here. As a photographer, publishing around in a country that has more international access can be a very good thing. And his level of English was really, really good. And I asked him, how did he learn it so well? Because he hasn't been here for a long time. He told me his English was pretty good before he first visited the UK, because back in Romania he lives in the mountains region, and he used to go hiking and mountain climbing, and a lot of people from all over the world were traveling and doing the same thing in those mountains, so they all had to talk in English. Again, that's another example about a passion that makes people get together, share an experience, improve their English, and yeah, just have fun together, no matter the country they come from. And this vlog feels only right for me to do after last week's, because in the previous one I wanted to talk about Brexit as a phenomenon that brings out what's worse in today's politics, not only in the UK, not only in Romania, but unfortunately all over the world, with a lot of polarization, with a lot of radicalization as well. Unfortunately, this is what is happening in politics nowadays, while the passions that we have and the little things and pleasures and joys that we get in everyday life, they are at the complete opposite side and spectrum of life. And maybe if we could hang on more to these beautiful things that we can live together and experience together, maybe then things in politics will start to change as well, because I don't know where all of this is heading to. But enough of the nasty, negative stuff. Let's get back to the positive, joyful, empowering things. And as we are talking about shared passions, this example of gardening is a very powerful one for me. A couple of weeks ago, my dad visited me for the very first time since I've been living in the Midlands. And I have mentioned this in one previous vlog at least, that my dad and I both love gardening, which is something that brought us more together, as now, after I have moved to the UK, my dad and I felt closer than ever, strangely and surprisingly. But there is a reason why this is happening. My generation of children growing up in communist Romania, we might have never realized when we were really young the pressure and the stress that our parents were going through, particularly our fathers, because it was an oppressive regime. You didn't know if you were saying something wrong today and tomorrow you have police on your door and you will just disappear. And a lot of men just closed up inside. They kept their thoughts and their emotions to themselves. Oppressive regimes tend to do that, especially and particularly to men, on top of the common misconception in society that men should not be so emotional, they shouldn't cry, they always have to be strong, as if strength lies in not expressing your emotions. But that is a completely different and deeper discussion that we can have another time. Many of the Romanians in my generation, though, felt the throwback of this situation. Many of us wished that we were closer to our fathers, that they shared more with us. But some of us, just like myself, and I consider that I am very lucky to have this, managed to reconnect to our fathers later in life. Now, my father got pensioned about 3 years ago, and ever since he has been less stressed, and he could just settle and enjoy life a little bit more and open up more. The passion for history, the passion for gardening, these things helped us get more together, and nowadays I feel closer to my father than maybe any other member of my family at this point. Also, Adrian's dad keeps a beautiful garden himself, and just like my dad, he used to play football when he was a young man. That is something that both our dads share and they can connect over. Oh yeah, before I go and soak up a little bit more of sunshine today, I will have to round up this vlog. But before I do that, I want to ask you, if you have a passion that you share maybe with your parents or even with your siblings, if you'd like to tell me about it, write me a comment here or on my Facebook page, Land Inside. Also, remember to subscribe to get notifications on my future vlogs as well. And until next time, next week, I will just tell you ciao for now and see you out there in the sunshine.